Santa Barbara enjoys a positive global reputation in a number of areas, like scenic beauty, history, weather, art, and culture. But over the last few years, a new phrase has begun to work its way onto the list: startup hotbed.
People are blown away that this community supports that big of a community of entrepreneurship and startup companies. If I'm at other summits elsewhere and they ask me what's going on in Santa Barbara, and I start listing companies like Citrix Online and Appfolio and Sonos and Deckers is here, you know, people's jaws hit the floor and go, wow, there's a ton going on. And then I go, yeah, that's the big companies. And now let me tell you about the middle-sized companies and the smaller startups that are coming online.
Weave is one of the most productive women's business centers in terms of the number of clients that we serve in the entire United States. So I would say that speaks well for the entrepreneurial environment here.
To be fertile ground for startups, experts say a few key ingredients are required, ingredients Santa Barbara has in spades.
There's talent, which you guys have a lot of. You've got great education system, great university, great engineers. There's capital. Santa Barbara doesn't have a lot of venture capitalists, but there's a lot of capital here. There's government, what the role of the government is to make it easy and lower the threshold as it relates to helping startups actually get started.
If you appreciate living in one of the most beautiful climates in the world and being able to recreate or surf or paddleboard or be in the water or hang out at the beach or ride a mountain bike up in the mountains. I mean, if those things are important to you, which they are to a lot of startup culture, entrepreneurs, then this is a pretty magical place to live.
And while the cultures of entrepreneurialism in Santa Barbara are in sync, the metadata behind the boom in startups is a substantial network of support and information resources.
So typically a talented entrepreneur will have a lot of energy, a good idea, or at least the beginning of a good idea, but they lack the experience and the education on how to really design a business. And so what Newspheric does is it provides that infrastructure. It provides the guidance, the basic leadership that the company will need to get to that point.
Startup SB is, we run about 9 events a year. It's just to get people together. It's to give opportunities for young startups to get out in front of people, to talk about what they're doing, to maybe connect with mentors, maybe connect with financing, investment, maybe find teammates, maybe find people that can help their business grow. And then other individuals just to get inspired by the people that already have their business up and running. Maybe you'll hear about a new idea. It's just to bring ideas together and help them flourish in town.
Weave is a nonprofit organization. We provide a continuum of services from training that helps the client who has an idea but hasn't actually started their business yet, up through the first 5 years or more of actually running and growing the business.
Another key ingredient to the startup recipe is access to workspace that is flexible, versatile, and scalable.
That's what Synergy is. It's 6,500 square feet. We've got about 32 different businesses down here, about 55 different people, and it's really kind of a professional business and startup center, if you will. A lot of creative people down here, and it's just a really creative, fun place to work and to kind of have a family.
A resource like work zones and other types of places that really support the solopreneurs, which is the big trend that I see, is this very small independent 1- and 2-person type businesses. They have this flexibility and professionalism, but without having the overhead costs. So it's really hard when you first get started. Every penny counts, and so this is a good example of ways that we can support the community and keep it moving here.
The proliferation of these startup-friendly workspaces, coupled with a solid base of willing mentors and support by a host of resources, has given entrepreneurialism in Santa Barbara a critical mass.
And I really think in the last couple of years it's hit a crescendo. It seems that the academic and business and government, each of those different components have come together and really done a lot to create the ecosystem that is inviting and very attractive to startup entrepreneurs.